So, not gonna lie, it's a little janky, it's a little crazy. I got a ficus. I've got something that I can piece together, but it's gonna take a lot of piecing. But I'm in here. I think it's gonna work at least for a minimum of a month. We're just doing month to month, which is nice. But I'm just gonna it's so grossed out. I'm not gonna lie. He already knows it. I'm not talking shit about my new boss. Not even. I am just it's kind of, yeah, it was left in disrepair, but it's got good bones and we're having open communication. So I appreciate that, but it's ghetto. I love y'all. I thought I was going to have readings today. Everything happened very quickly and suddenly, and I am in flux, so it might be a minute, but Mondays are slow anyways. Tuesdays, I want to be there completely for you, and I can't do that when I'm making sure that I'm tying up all the loose ends and paying attention to any red flags or addressing anything. And it's really been a learning experience for me, and when I go through that, that's a way that I can help you in the future, is because I tap into all of those insecurities and craziness about my lip, and deciding to take a bigger leap with my business, and realizing I'm going to have to downgrade on some of my vices or habits or whatever it is, and tighten up the ship in order to be able to produce content and do a good job in order to have a great review when I leave this place, right? So there's a lot of self and inner tweaking and a lot of purging that I've been doing, and I don't know if that's what you've been going through or if you're about to go through. A lot of times light workers, we tend to go through things a lot sooner than the rest of the collective, so that we have an idea of how to tap into and be empathetic to what you're going through. I all of a sudden I woke up, and a lot of people have been talking about this. I don't know how long this is. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking, a lot of psychics. It's been going around for about a year now, since the pandemic, that there's going to be another really big breakdown of the system. Somehow, whether it be another surge of the pandemic, something that happens to government, anything that could, a breakdown of the monetary system, or for me, I've been having this urge to go cashless for about 9 to 10 months. I'm really trying to put my focus into right now, and I'm listening to a lot of Gary Vee about NFTs, and I think that's a really big movement. It's something we really need to pay attention to. Also, if you really want to do the work, I went from 100 subscribers in a year to 3,000 in a month with just doing what he said to do, put out 100 pieces of content, original, a week, on several different platforms, and that's what I did. And now I'm starting to gain traction, and I'm here with everybody that's been a part of that system, and so this is taking it to another level. But I feel like we really need to, where are we at? I feel I can split this up. I feel like we really need to niche down on what we do together as a neighborhood, as a family. If we say that this is the Clapper family or the TikTok family or whatever it is, where however I found you or however you found me, I think right now is the time to just really sink into what do you do best? Do you just design butterflies really well while you're dazing off during all of the 48 hours of work you're putting in some bullshit for some bullshit job or whatever? Sink into what you do, what makes you happy, what makes you dance, what makes you get up in the middle of the night. And if you haven't figured that out, then you need to go out there and you need to live. You need to do some gardening work. You need to clean a house. You need to, whatever it is, you need to do minor, do you licking stamps and putting them on envelopes? That could be we never know, right? We never know, because when you do something simple like that, maybe you volunteer somewhere. I fell in love with real estate after I volunteered for Habitat for Humanity, because I learned how to build a house from the inside out, and it gave me so much more information on walking into a house, especially because I was the youngest real estate agent in the entire city, as well as being the 2% dark skinned one. Like, it was kind of a big deal at the time, and I didn't know that. But for me to go as far as I did and to do what I did in the business I did and have the reputation I did, I'm really proud of myself. But it really gave me a solid work ethic. And also, like, I had to open up. I had to, like, read about and learn about, like, what it was like to sell to people that are in a different generation than I am, and what those generations are sensitive to. And, you know, like, when you find people like my mother or my grandparents that were adopted, you know, they went through the Great Depression. They save every piece of foil in their house, and they pack it very, like, they don't waste anything. And it's, some people can take it hoarding, some people can muscle through that and just maintain, like, a really good sense of, like, their own sense of resources and what have you. Other people give their power away to, you know, others saying, well, this took this away from me and all that other stuff. We can get into all of that. But what I'm just saying is, like, I don't actually know what I'm saying right now. At this point now, I'm just starting to, like, okay, I needed to tail off a little bit in order to keep it nice and broad, to keep it a good collective message. But there's a change. I don't know if you can feel, I know I did. Like, my world changed. Look at that. You can look at the videos that I put up here on Clapper. I have been so dedicated to y'all, and I just knew it was time. Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest and vulnerable with you as a female, to have my face broken open and, like, splitting and spurting out, and have somebody, like, I'm coming in with super glue, freaked me right the fuck out. And now I'm possibly working for him, right? But here's the thing, is, like, all of these little things keep happening, and it's allowing me to, like, even though I feel like I'm being as open and honest as I am with y'all, and this is a job interview like no other, right? Because it's got to be uncomfortable for him, right? It's uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable for both of us. We're talking through it, and once we get through it, I think either way, it'll be a good experience and a great learning experience. But it's nice to be able to engage with someone that I no longer, like, trauma bond with people. I can see them, like, I can have a conversation with him. He's got an awesome girlfriend. She's gorgeous. I don't know how he keeps her. He's smart as hell. That's great and everything like that. But, like, she's amazing. I want nothing to do with, like, being in their relationship or anything like that. Like, I just need someone that I can trust and that has my back, right? And that isn't duplicitous and, like, isn't shitty. You guys have seen me with my animals and seen me go through how many Airbnbs now, and I keep moving because I find people are awesome on the outside and rotten to the core. There's very few that I've reached back out to for any type of business opportunities, because after I was there for 7 days, you know, you see a lot of things, you absorb a lot of things, especially when you keep yourself as open as I am. And then I had to learn how to close back down. And then here I've had to learn how to put, you know, boundaries galore, and be able to say it out loud. And, like, just because if you don't say it, and if you don't say, like, things can get swept under the rug so quickly. And I just, like, even with me, like, buttoning down on the vlogging, another reason why I'm doing this is to save my ass. When I put my content out here, when I'm talking to you, like, things can't be misconstrued. The context can't be misconstrued if I stay up to date with you. And I really appreciate how much I get from interacting with you as, you know, as physically sensitive as I am, and as much as I'm going to have to withdraw because I have so many energies here. But it's actually a good thing because it mixes up here and there. It won't be super permanent, and the energies that are super permanent, I'm already learning how to, like, I'm just gonna have to man up, like, right? I'm manning up. This is ascension process, right? And this isn't something that, like, I anticipated or heard about or known about or anything like that. So if you're having some issues maybe with, like, vertigo or anything like that, you know, DM me for sure. I don't really like to open up to a lot of people about this type of stuff, and you shouldn't either. You should be very, very private with your psychic openness, because people can take advantage of that as well. But you also have to know that you're psychically open, right? And when that is, and when are the best times to tap into that, and when are the best times for you to not be tapping into that and not exposing yourself to outside energies or anything like that. So there's a lot to the process. We're going to go through it. I'm having to like kind of relive it and have to like go through it all over again. I'm doing like another cycle, it seems like, but like in a different position because I worked through the karma of the last one. So I am happy to have you with me as an audience, as a witness, as a shoulder. I appreciate you all, and I've appreciated my time with you. And when I give you content, you know that I pump it out, and so I'm not going to give you something that's half-assed. And right now, I'm having to like really be present for myself and get myself in a situation where I'm comfortable, before I can like settle in and like on you again, right? We have to fill our own cups and make sure the cup is filling and overflowing before we can ever offer it to anyone else. So, um, thank you for hanging in there for whoever does. I really appreciate you. Okay, and I will be back because you're my witness. You're my family. You're my people. You're my flock. All right. Bye.